Hi, I'm instructor Emma Bertollet. I teach cooperation and conflict for New College. I had Anthony Lipscomb as a student last spring. He's an incredibly passionate individual, and his passion for gaming and life in general is incredibly infectious. One of my favorite moments knowing Anthony is when he was fundraising for Children's Miracle Network, and based on a certain number of donations he received, he would perform a song from Hamilton. He came into class dressed up as Alexander Hamilton with a boombox and passed around a jar for donations. He's an incredibly wonderful student and thoughtful human being, and I really hope that you enjoy his presentation.
Give me a second, I gotta catch this Pikachu right quick. Hold on. Alright. So, my name is Anthony Lipscomb. I am from the great city of Gaston, Alabama, aka the City of Champions. My major is transmedia marketing through the New College program, which is fancy for saying I want to talk about gaming for the rest of my life. So like Professor Bertollet said, I'm a really big Hamilton fan. I'm sorry if I do a lot of Hamilton jokes throughout this whole presentation. Sorry. So I really love Childish Gambino. As you guys read, I own everything this man has ever released. That's about $400 down the drain, and I do not regret it at all. Kanye West is my dad. Kid Cudi, bless him, I hope he gets better, and Lil Yachty. So you are asking yourselves, why is this man in a pink volleyball shirt talking to me tonight? And I have a different perspective on gaming than most people. Gaming is what I want to do with my life. Since I was 7 years old, my brother hoisted a controller in my hands and was like, hey, shoot that zombie right there. And I was like, okay, cool. And so from there, my life has changed. I want to talk in front of 200,000 people talking about the new games coming out or the new software coming out. And for me to do that, first I must ask you a question. What is gaming? Gaming is what? Anybody want to answer? Any hands? Do you guys not know what gaming is? Fine. Ooh. I know that was you, Paul. Be quiet. All right. So gaming is blank. Shocking, right? Gaming can literally be anything you want it to be. For me, gaming is a way of life. It is my livelihood. It's my entertainment. It's how I talk to people through leet speak sometimes, but it's okay. But gaming is a way of life, and also it can be a business. So people are so good, they make their lives playing games. Faker, aka Lee Sung-kyu over here, is a Korean League of Legends player, which is a multi-online battle arena, aka a MOBA, so I don't have to say it all over and over again. He earned over $200,000 alone just for clicking 4 buttons and moving up and down with his left mouse button. And this is not uncommon here, like in the States and around the world. Gaming is becoming bigger and bigger. With online tournament pools, Dota and League of Legends pulled over $18 million in their prize pools, which is roughly 3 times the amount of money that I see right now, which is like $10 in my bank account. But the growth of gaming isn't in the money that it makes, it is in the jobs it creates. Last year, it raked in over $71.6 million, and it's growing at a 3.6 annual growth rate. And to put that in perspective, if you're a CS major, any CS majors in here? All right, if you want to code, you can code for a video game. Any art majors in here? If you want to draw or do digital design, you can draw for a video game. Any English majors in here? If you want to write, you can write for a video game. Literally, there's hundreds of jobs created by this industry, and it's all based off of gaming. Now, I want to give you guys an example of how fun of a business this can be. My favorite team, aka Team SoloMid, earned $4.2 million last year with just their rosters of 4 games alone, that being League of Legends, Overwatch, Rocket League, and Hearthstone. And they sell t-shirts, mouse pads, game buttons. They sell everything. They put their brand on everything. They're literally a business. But it isn't all fun and games. Sometimes you have to learn. You remember back in the day when we had Dora the Explorer or Freddy the Fish, Putt-Putt? You guys remember those days when we had to add 2 + 2 = 4, and then we can move on to the next level? Well, gaming has moved on to where it's teaching us real-life examples that we can put into our lives right now. So, The Walking Dead, which is a Telltale game that's based off of the popular TV show, every action you make in that game deals with the story. So, let's say if you have a lot of food, and you're like, I'm not going to give this little girl food, I'm going to keep it all for myself because I'm a greedy person. So, you hoard all the food, and 2 chapters later, the girl is dead, and everybody in your party is looking at you like, you could have saved that girl. And then you're like, oh, well, I'm alive, so that's all that matters. Or you can be like me and be a softy and give the girl all your food, and you die 2 chapters later, but it's okay, everybody loves you. Now, another big game that I really love and love to bring up is BioShock. BioShock has a really cool ethical meter, whereas you can save these little girls, and they're called little sisters, and they're filled with raw power. And if you kill them, you become stronger. And they scream at you, they're like, no, don't kill me, don't do it. And I'm like, I won't kill you. And so when you save them all, they all come out at the end of the game and they embrace you in a hug, and it makes you feel like you're the greatest person ever. Games are teaching us more than 2 + 2 now. They're teaching us what's right and what's wrong for ourselves so we can decide in our everyday lives. So, as gaming is ethical, it can also be an immersive experience. Now, VR is becoming a really popular thing, or virtual reality is becoming a real popular thing. Whereas we have the HTC Vive or the Oculus Rift, which we have one in Rogers. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. And we also have Google Cardboard or PS VR. And the cool thing I love that VR does in the gaming industry, it helps people with PTSD realize that they're in a safe environment. So if they're exhibiting like different reactions to things, and they create this stimulus within the game, and it causes them to relax and know that they're in a safe environment. And as you can see in this picture, he's actually playing like a level of Call of Duty, and he's realizing like, oh man, I'm not at war anymore. Cool. I can actually just relax and be myself. So that's something that VR and the technology has started to advance in. But if anybody knows me, they know that I think way ahead in the future. I'm already looking at grad schools. So I've been looking at different grad schools that has gaming as their main focus. Carnegie Mellon has industry immersion, where you can go into LA and experience the industry one-on-one with either film, gaming, or anything in television. Or you can go to South Carolina and create your own business plan while using gaming as a model. But the best school that does this is Stanford Medical School. They created 3 games, and the game I'm talking about today is Sicko. Sicko is a surgeon simulator game where it gives you different scenarios such as like brain surgery, a broken leg, or a heart surgery. And you can decide which scalpels and which equipments to pick up, all through this little gaming module that they have on their computers. So let's say you pick the wrong scalpel for a brain surgery, it gives you the information on why you should pick this scalpel over that one. And they learn through this interactive experience how to go through a immersive gaming and surgical experience while not having to waste money on a cadaver. But I really love robotics, and that's my favorite part of this talk, actually. In high school, we had a robotics club, and I was like, I'm gonna be a programmer, yay, I can code. And then they're like, hey, put this hard wire and this hard wire and do that. I was like, I can't do that. No, that ain't me. And so I looked at the controller they were using, and they're like, and I said, that's an Xbox 360 controller. And they were like, here you go. Nobody knows how to play games on this thing. I was like, that's weird. You guys are nerds. And so I picked up the controller and I started explaining how the A button can be mapped to this or the B button can be mapped to this. And it gave them the example of putting gaming as a way of translating people that don't know how to code or hardwire into being a robotics person. And so they nicknamed me the game boss because all I do is play games and talk about it. Weird. So, one of my favorite robots that I love to talk about is Pepper. Pepper is this 5'11" robot that can sense emotions. So if you're happy, it comes over and it gives you a high five. If you're crying, it comes over, blinks its eyes blue and gives you a hug. Or if you're angry, it knows when to take a step back. And the first prototype of Pepper was based off of a rigged Xbox 360 controller that felt like the heat on your hands. If you're nervous, it shuts off. But if your hands are cool and collected, it keeps running. So it all ties back in again. Now, personally, I love art. Anybody else love art? Good, good. So gaming is an art form. You're probably wondering why I spelled art A-R-T. The way I perceive gaming is as an amazingly reimaginative technology. So I love games that focus on not having a goal at the very end. Shoot this guy and you win. I love games that make me think and want to explore the world. And some of the games that I really love is Journey, which is right up here. All you have to do in Journey is walk and experience the sand dunes and talk to your teammates with just one click of a button. But that click of a button is a ding. It doesn't say any words, it's just one ding. And you have to think about what the ding actually means. So is it ding as in danger, or ding as in let's go explore this world together? So that's something that is innovative in gameplay, is being pushed to something completely brand new. Flower is also a beautiful game. It is on permanent display in the Smithsonian in their interactive exhibit, and all you are is a flower, and you're getting taken up by the wind. Does that sound cool? Because I love it. But all it is moving around as petals, and you really enjoy being a flower. So, like I told you, I really, really love Hamilton. So my last slide would have to be Hamilton Mix, the story of tonight. Raise a glass. Anyway. So, gaming is a business. You can make money out of it, people. That's what I want to do. My mom's like, hey, there's no money in gaming. I'm like, ha, we earned $71 million last year. Gotcha. And she's like, oh. Gaming is ethical. It teaches us right and wrong in our own setting. Gaming is a medical advancement. It can teach us how to deal with different medical anxieties and PTSD and stuff like that. Gaming is a teaching tool. It can teach us how to do a heart surgery, or it can teach us how to move our robot left and right and up and down. Gaming is an art form. It's accessible to both you, me, and everyone else. And so I'll leave you with this. Gaming is blank.